focus on English language because this is specially focusing for the young children, very small children, children of the standard of LKG, UKG, first to second. That standard children can very comfortably use this session. Here, coming to English, listening is very important because by listening we learn the language mostly. And next is identification of the alphabet is important. Alphabet identification is important. And framing a word is important. Identifying a word is important. Next, framing a sentence, reading a sentence. So reading skills are very important. Listening, understanding, reading, writing and speaking. All these skills are going to be developed if any student follows this series. In this series we are going to cover nearly about 100 stories will be covered in this series. So I request all the students to cover every story. Just feel that this is not a lesson, this is only a story. You listen to it, you try to focus on each and every word, you try to focus on each and every alphabet in it and try to tell that story, narrate the story. And in this process, this will be supporting for the parents whose children are there between LKG to second class. This session will be useful for the students who want to support them, maybe brothers or sisters, or this will be useful. This can be used by different people who are willing to support them, who are willing to mentor them. So, my dear friends, we are trying to give our best. And if any mistakes are there, we are pardoning us, you can apologize us. Now, let us have a description of any picture. The language develops by describing anything. Anything can be described. Now, let us have an example. Let us take one example. Here you are seeing a picture. Here you are able to see a picture. And in this picture, I am trying to describe this picture. See, I am trying to describe this picture. All of you try to observe the picture because every one of us love the picture. See, whenever we open the book, we don't like to read the book, but we like to see the pictures in it. So, whenever you are seeing a picture, please try to describe that picture. How much you can, so much. Now, I am trying to describe this picture. In this picture, there is a train. There is a train which is moving on a track. The train is moving on a track. Here is a sentence. The train is moving on a curved track. See, the track is not straight. It is a curved track. So, the train is not moving on a straight track, but moving on a curved track. So, because it is having a bend here, I am using a curved track. So, straight, curve. Here two words are coming. So, the train is moving on a curved track. There is an engine in the train. There is an engine. Here, I am using an engine, not a engine, an engine. Okay, again we will give an explanation about that. There is an engine, and this engine is pulling all the rest of the bogies. This engine is pulling all the rest of the bogies. So, in this particular picture, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bogies are there. So, this train, engine of this train is pulling 6 bogies here. So, some trains are very long trains, some trains are very short trains. In long trains, there are more number of bogies are there. So, this is also a long train, not very long train. The train which is having 6 bogies are there. But train is comparatively longer compared to that of bus. When you compare bus and train is more longer than a bus. So, longer, shorter. A bus is shorter than a train. Train is longer than a bus. See, here we are using longer and shorter. And here, beside this railway track, there is a house. Beside this railway track, just beside the railway track, there is a house. And in this house, this is not a pakka house, but this is a house made of asbestos sheets. It's a house made of asbestos sheets. And in this house there is a granny who is washing the clothes. She is washing the clothes. It's a village side environment. It is a rural environment. It's a village side environment. So she is washing the clothes and she is drying the clothes. The clothes are wet. When you are putting in water, they are wet. When you are drying, they get dried. The sunlight dries the sunlight and the wind dries the cloth. See here, wet and dry. These are the two important words. Wet and dry. So she is trying to wash the clothes and trying to dry the clothes by using here she is tying a rope and she is putting on it. So she is trying to dry them. And there is a small dog in their house. And this dog is keenly observing the old lady, what she is doing. The dog is observing, sitting nearby, and she is observing. And there is a small squirrel sitting on the wall. There is a small squirrel, very small, you can't see the picture. But all of you know the squirrel. And all of you run after the squirrel. So squirrels are very small in size. They are small in size. They run very fast. The squirrel run very fast. They even climb the trees very fast. They eat small nuts and fruits. Squirrel is there. Right. There is a small gate. There is a small fence. And small gate is there. And there is a bird flying in the sky. There is a bird flying in the sky. And the gates are open, not closed. The old lady did not close the gates. She kept the gates open. See, here you are seeing another one. Open, close. Close means shutting the door closed. Open means just opening the door. So, these are all the words. So, there is a house beside the railway track, and whenever the train passes by, this old lady will be observing the sound of the train. All of you can do a mimicry of a train. And this train is passing through a village. There are many fields all around. All around there is a good greenery. A green view is there. So in this way, there is a train driver who is driving a train. A person who is driving a car is called a car driver. A person who is driving a bus is called a bus driver. A person who is driving a train is called an engine driver. Alright? So, there is a driver. And he is giving a horn. When any obstacle comes, he gives a horn. He is giving a horn. So, there is a loud sound. Because of this sound, all the animals and all the obstacles will be moving. So, he is an engine driver. The train engine driver. So, I think now you understood who is a driver. And the driver is a very important person. The whole train depends on the driver. The driver must be careful when he is driving, because all the lives of all the passengers will be depending on the drivers. If he is careless, he meets with an accident. So the driver must be conscious whenever he is driving. So he is consciously driving a train. So my dear friends, and this is not an electric train. This is a steam engine, because it is emitting a lot of smoke outside. So this is not an electric. Today when we go outside, there are many electric trains are there, but this is not an electric train. This is a steam engine, or an engine which is using some kind of fuel. And smoke, you are able to see the smoke. For an electric train, you don't have smoke. So in this particular case, it is not using an electric train. So now I think you might have gone from one place to other. You might have gone, how many times you traveled through a train? You just discuss with your friend. What is the kind of experience you had when you are going in a train? What are the things that you bought and eat? Alright. You discuss about your memories, about how you had a journey, you had a train journey. So, my dear friends, now please try to identify every word, every alphabet. The engine driver. In this particular case, how many alphabets are coming here? The, T, wherever you see the alphabet T. H, this is alphabet H. E, this is alphabet E, the engine driver. The, T. This is alphabet T. Show me the alphabet E. This is the alphabet E. All this, we have written the capital letters. This is only the capital letters. So E. How many E's are there? Wherever there is E, show your finger. Show me the alphabet D. Driver, D. Alphabet V. This is V. In that way, just from these three words, different alphabets can be identified. Especially this will be useful for the children. Whenever they see engine, they remember the word E. In that way, I request, this is a small homework which this will be useful for you to identify the alphabets, identifying the words, discussing the story. So, my dear friends, we have different types of trains are there, steam engines are there, electric trains are there. Today, we are having most developed trains. There is bullet trains are there which are going with a high speed. So, I think today we have discussed something about the trains. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Please try to enjoy the class. Thank you.
Still now we have discussed about the picture, and now let us read the story that is given in your paper. All of you please see into your papers. Ali is an engine driver. See, here it is a full stop, so we have to wait for a minute. Ali is an engine driver. Look at his big black engine. His engine pulls a long train. This is his son Ahmed. Ahmed has a small blue engine. Ahmed pushes his blue engine. Their house is near the railway line. Look at Ali. He is waving to Ahmed. Ahmed is waving back.